I'm inside the VIP station in Sao Paulo, Brazil, as United Fight Alliance brings you Centurion Fighting Championship. Tonight's installment is CFC 19, Episode 2. 3 fights in store for you tonight, 1 mixed martial arts and 2 extreme boxing fights. Just think, small 4-ounce MMA gloves, boxing inside a steel cage.
Fighting out of the blue corner, weighing at 70 kilos, stand 168 cm tall, representing Sete Alan Papai, fighting from São Paulo, Brazil, Paulo Pizzo! And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing at 70 kilos, he stands 165 cm tall, representing Berinja team, fighting from São Paulo, Brazil, presenting Anderson Berinja Dos Santos!
There's some serious personality coming out of Berinja Dos Santos. He is a UFC veteran. He went 1-3 while with the big show and clearly learned some showmanship while he was there. And this fight is scheduled for 2 5-minute rounds, bare knuckle essentially. Those small little 4-ounce MMA gloves. Extreme boxing is just essentially a bare knuckle fight inside a steel cage. You see on the top of your screen Berinja Dos Santos. He's 39 years old, stands about 5'5". And Paulo Pizzo, he has the blue trimmed gloves and the black and gold trimmed Centurion board shorts. He's 11-5 in MMA. Both of these lightweights, 155-pounders, are making their extreme boxing debut here tonight. Centurion FC, Sao Paulo. Measuring each other, the big right from Dos Santos. Pizzo's got that classic boxing stance. I like the way he scooches forward, closing the distance. Got a nice left hook. Crowd loving the extreme boxing. It has really taken off in Brazil. Stiff left jab from Berinja. Oh, the big right drops Pizzo. Early in the fight, it took about 1 minute and 42 seconds for Dos Santos to measure Paulo Pizzo, and he drops him. Gets the standing 8 count. Time put back in the clock, and now wisely applying all kinds of pressure. Dos Santos coming forward, trying to finish off Pizzo. We'll have to keep a close eye on Pizzo. He seems to be okay. He's circling to his left. I'm not sure. He might want to circle to his right. I wouldn't see that big right hand. See, Dos Santos has got that big right hand. It is cocked and loaded. I'm not sure Pizzo wants to be circling to his left right into that power. I am not sure if that's an equipment malfunction. But time is still ticking down on the clock. The referee has not frozen the clock. Maybe it's a cut. I do believe that big right hand may have opened up a cut over the left eye of Pizzo. And referee just having the doctor take a look at it. It is not bleeding too badly right now, but based on where it's located, it could become a problem dripping into the eye of Pizzo. I think Pizzo is fine. He's shaking off the punch for sure. He looks crisp, looks very fresh on his legs. The cut is actually over the right eye of Pizzo. It is starting to open up a little bit now. He may have cuts over both eyes. Looks like he has a significant amount of scar tissue on his forehead. Dos Santos playing a little matrix game with his head movement. And now finally Pizzo letting his hands go a little bit. He's been tentative. Berinja just ever the showman. But he needs to be careful. The internet is rife with showmen getting a little overconfident, frankly, inside the cage and getting KO'd by their opponent. There's a reason your opponent's in there with you. He is most likely just as good as you. The matchmaker's always trying to make these fights as even as possible. Oh, nice rip to the body from Pizzo. And now Matrix style. Look at that head movement coming out of Dos Santos. But Pizzo starting to press his case now. It looks like there was time taken off the clock. It just wasn't off of our television clock. And therefore the false 10-second alarm time was frozen during those timeouts by the ref. Now the 10-second warning. Good action-packed first round here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Welcome back to Sao Paulo, Brazil, everybody. Jordan J. Adams here, United Fight Alliance. A great first round in extreme boxing between Paulo Pizzo on the left-hand side of your screen and Berinja, Anderson Dos Santos with the man bun, top of your screen. He did drop Pizzo in the first round, so most likely a 10-8 round for the Sao Paulo native. Pizzo dug a little bit of a hole. When you only have 2 rounds and you give up a 10-8 round, you're most likely going to need to finish your opponent in order to win the fight. So a little bit of pressure now on Paulo Pizzo. He's 11-5 as an MMA fighter, fighting under the tutelage of head coach Alan Popeye. He was 7-1 at one point in his career, and he is coming off a win against Jandixon Pereira. So Pizzo capable of winning. He's going to have to just put his foot on the gas pedal here. The showman, Berinja, letting those hands go again. Very, very comfortable, going downstairs, then upstairs. Puts out a couple of jabs, then goes for the right. So there might be some blood on his face as well. Now, whether that is from Pizzo, hard to tell from this angle. Right hand attempt from Pizzo. Left right from Pizzo. Pizzo's starting to pick up the pace a little bit here. Oh, straight right. Trading now. Back to the center of the cage they go. Not sure Dos Santos anticipated that. Pizzo now shifting gears. Left hand from Dos Santos. Stiff left from Pizzo. Both of these 155-pounders have decided to just step into the pocket. Left hand fakes from Pizzo. A little bit of measuring going on here as Pizzo now trying to, oh, left, right hand, both of them connect, followed up by a left jab, connected, that left jab, and then a left hook from Pizzo. Pizzo with 6 unanswered punches. Oh, the big left. Oh, I thought Dos Santos would go down. I think they must have punched each other at the same exact time. It was a right hand from Dos Santos and the left hand from Pizzo. The left hand looked like it had more on it, but Pizzo was the one going down. Action has noticeably picked up in the last minute. But another knee is taken by Pizzo, and if he can't turn turn it around. It could be another 10-8 round. He's really got 2 minutes now to try to turn this thing around. Dos Santos stiff punches, but from a little bit too far out. Hadn't closed the distance yet. Another jab from Pizzo. Both of them up on their toes. Both still looking fresh. Good gas tanks for the lightweights. Blood now definitely matriculating over, looks like, into the right eye socket of Dos Santos. Center of the cage they go. Stiff lefts. They both eat them. More lefts, though, from Pizzo. He's got that jab going. It's been a good measuring device for that right hand. He's just not throwing it enough. And now Dos Santos pressing Pizzo into the cage. He circles out to his right. They both trade jabs. Back to the center of the cage they go. Two warriors, a right hand from Pizzo. Maybe more strikes from Pizzo than Dos Santos here in the second round. Circling to his left is Pizzo. Right hand to the kidney of Dos Santos. Dos Santos eats it. Dos Santos finally showing a little bit of wear and tear. He's plodding forward. Trying now to hold Pizzo up against the cage. Pizzo has always been able to circle out of trouble when he's needed to. Light on his feet is Dos Santos. And they both shake hands. They're chatting it up. I'd like to be a fly on the wall and hear this conversation. Can't imagine what they're saying other than, and you are a true warrior, as the round comes to an end. And it was just an amazing battle. There's that right hand, the overhand right that dropped Pizzo the first time, and it really was artistic. Overhand, boom, pulls that right hand back. And here's where Pizzo started putting his foot on the gas tank in the second round. There, the matrix head work out of Dos Santos. Here's our social media tags. Go to UnitedFightAlliance.com to see everything. See some of the best fights from all over the world. And here, I believe, is when they both clocked each other. But it was Pizzo who went down from the right hand. Bang!
After 2 rounds, the judges have a decision. The first judge, 20-16. Second judge, 20-16. The 3 judges, 20-16. Declared the winner by unanimous decision, Anderson Berinja Dos Santos.
More extreme boxing when we return. Welcome back to Brazil, everybody. Next fight is extreme boxing. Mauricio Faccao versus Marcos Babuino.
Fighting out of the blue corner, weighing at 73 kilos, he stands 165 cm tall, representing Alcateia MMA. Fighting for the Belo Horizonte, Brazil, presenting Mauricio Faccao. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing at 73 kilos, he stands 161 cm tall, representing Babuino Gold Team. Fighting from São Paulo, Brazil, presenting Marcos Babuino.
And in case you're detecting any bad blood between these welterweights, this is a rematch. 2021, these two fought. Babuino won that fight. So you could see Mauricio Faccao, top of your screen, now getting pushed up into the cage. Now he's on the right-hand side of your screen. He definitely looking to avenge his loss in 2021. Faccao has the blue trimmed gloves. and Babuino has the red gloves. And yes, one must be very careful in saying Mauricio's last name. All right, scheduled for 2 5-minute rounds of extreme boxing. You see, I'm going to go with Mauricio going forward here. He's on the left-hand side of your screen. He looks to be the southpaw, and Babuino fighting conventionally, now switching stances. Now back to orthodox for Babuino. Both of these fighters with some gamesmanship, hands down at the center of the cage. Left-hand jabs from Babuino, Muhammad Ali style. Starting down from his thigh and raising up the jab. Now finally raises those hands and tucks the chin in. Letting his hands go is Babuino. Babuino with the hands down again at the center of the cage. Mauricio hands up high, chin tucked. Looking for an opening, trying to measure with that right hand jab. Babuino light on his feet with the shuffle, switching back and forth between southpaw and orthodox, giving Mauricio lots of different looks. Mauricio plodding forward, hands up high. Conventional discipline boxing stance for Mauricio. Babuino more Ali. Babuino almost ate a right hand. Mauricio walks him back to the center of the cage. Babuino, both arms down. Now finally, Mauricio says, two can play at that game, and he puts his hands down at his side. No question, Babuino is very light on his feet. Fighting out of Bahia, Brazil. He's coming off a win against Paulo Machado. Both of these welterweights are making their extreme boxing debut here in Sao Paulo, the VIP Center. That left hand, more left hand from Babuino. He is extremely confident, standing at the center of the cage, feinting, baiting Mauricio. Mauricio plodding forward. Mauricio, during the ring announcer introductions, walking right up to Babuino's face, showing him he's not intimidated, and this time around plans on winning. Babuino faking the distance close, feinting to the left, feinting to the right, arms down by his side. But Mauricio not really doing much with it. Mauricio's got the opportunity to close the distance, but he's just not pulling the trigger. He just seems to be content to counterfight. As Babuino initiates the action. Stance switch seems to be frustrating Mauricio. Mauricio's 14-14 in MMA. He's 43 years old. Fighting out of Minas Gerais, Brazil, at Acatela MMA. Look at that footwork from Babuino. Babuino dancing in, dancing out, circling to his right. Fakes the shot. He'll be warned by the referee that this is not MMA. You cannot shoot the single. But you can run, and that's exactly what Babuino's doing. Mauricio says, let's go. Why are you running? I am absolutely clear that Mauricio does not like Babuino. Here, action from the opener. Closing the distance is Babuino with that straight right hand, now with a combination. closing the distance. Mauricio trying to get off, but not able to pull the trigger the way he wants. I'm quite sure he's not happy with his performance in that first round. When we come back, the second and final round. Back at the VIP Center in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Looks like these fighters finally showing some love. Lots of respect. You go through that fighting intensity with your opponent, and you just, most of the times, you just can't help but like the guy. You become grateful that, you know, you can't have a dance without a partner. And these guys bring out the best in each other. And I think they were both acknowledging that, coming to the center of the cage to start the second and final round. Can't quite tell what happened. Maybe we take a replay. Well, what was it, eye poke perhaps? It looks like, yeah, it's an eye poke, although Babuino shaking his head. Let's see, take a closer look here. Oh, boom, head to head. Yeah. Forehead to forehead, well, a little bit to the right of the forehead. Babuino pointing at Mauricio, saying it was his fault, but now he's saying all good. And that's going to happen. You're both coming to the clinch. You're closing the distance at the same time, ducking in, and it's going to happen. And it's 99% of the time, it is not on purpose. All right, time put back in. Good sportsmanship out of these 161-pounders. And right now, Mauricio Faccao Dos Santos trying to erase that loss, if you will, of 2021 against Marcos Babuino Dos Santos. Babuino with the red trimmed gloves, Mauricio with the blue. Lots of frenetic motion out of Babuino. Lots of head movement, hands up and down showing I got moves too. Go ahead, hit me. I got an iron jaw. Come on, let's go. He's trying to call Babuino in. He's baiting him, and he gets the double fingers from Babuino. He ain't fighting that style. He's not going to fight that style. He's not a grinder. He's not the kind of fighter that comes to the center of the cage and engages in that phone booth type fighting. He's an outside the center of the cage type fighter. Left and right movement. Up on his toes, switching stances. Getting that jab out. Very, very reminiscent of Muhammad Ali. Up on his toes, footwork, the shuffle. I'd be shocked if you asked Marcos Babuino who one of his favorite fighters is if he didn't say Muhammad Ali, based on what we're seeing here tonight. See how he gets out of the way, sticks that jab in Mauricio's face. Halfway through the second and final round. And I would say at this stage, Mauricio's got to put his foot heavy on that gas pedal. He's got to assume he's behind on the cards. The flashy Babuino with these types of movements, the jab, it's just the judges love it. And there's not a lot of wiggle room for Mauricio. The 43-year-old, most likely coming on, he's on the back nine of his career, if you will. Babuino too, starting to count the days, count the fights. He's 48 years old. So the old seasoned veterans, another dance. De Niro, Stallone style. Minute and a half to go in the fight. Mauricio trying to get this thing going. You can see the intensity in that right lead arm. You can see it cocked, ready to go. Closing the distance has been the nemesis, though, for Mauricio. He cannot get in, and when he does get in, Babuino simply dances out. dancing to the left, dancing to the right, starting to get on his bicycle a little bit. See him backing up now. Yeah, he's on the bike, and it's frustrating Mauricio. Mauricio wants the brawl. Less than a minute to go in the fight. And you can't complain. You just got to go in and clinch your opponent and try. He's begging him to fight. He's begging him to trade. He just wants to trade. And Babuino, again, the seasoned veteran, he's got 49 fights. You're not going to trick him in. You're not going to trick him or anger him into fighting a style that's not conducive to him winning. Left hand catches him. A moment there for Mauricio coming up on the final seconds of the fight. And this one's over. Oh, I thought that he had called it based on Mauricio's actions, and now they call it. How'd you score it at home? You like the plotter, you like the grinder, or do you like the artistic technician? Here, action from the second and final round. Mauricio had his moments, but there was a lot of this. There was just a lot of frustration for Mauricio, trying to get him to stand and trade, giving him his jaw to try to suck him in. Okay, he was not caught. That was a slip.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 rounds, the judges have a decision. First judge, 1918. Second judge, 1819. And the third judge, 1819. Declara the winner. Decisão majoritária, Marcos Babuino!
It's MMA. When we return, stay with us. Welcome back inside the VIP station. Sao Paulo, Brazil, Jordan J. Adams, United Fight Alliance. Got a 185-pounder coming your way. Yury Neles, Luciano, Lulu, Oliveira.
Fighting out of the blue corner, weighing at 85 kilos, he stand 189 cm tall, holding a professional record, 10 wins, 6 losses, representing RD champions, fighting for Minas Gerais, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, Yury Seu Jorge Neles! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing at 85 kilos, he stand 173 inches tall, holding a professional record, 11 wins, 11 losses, ladies and gentlemen, represented a Tiger Sport team, fighting a Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil, Luciano, Lula, Oliveira!
This fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds at 185 pounds. Here we go. Luciano Lulu Oliveira in the red trimmed gloves, shorter of the two. And Yury Seu Jorge Neles, the 6'2" fighter with the blue gloves. We'll switch kick from Lulu. Lulu is 11-11. The difference in height there, you see, is substantial. He comes in at 5'8" versus Neles' 6'2". Outside leg kick from Neles. Neles with the 1-2 combo, left, right. Looking to keep that long left arm in Oliveira's face all night long, if possible. And now trying to hit that single is Oliveira. Oliveira fights out of the Gaspar team, Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. And he's coming off 3 straight wins, looking to make it number 4 here tonight in Sao Paulo. Deep kick from Neles, then an outside leg kick from Jorge. Outside leg kick from Oliveira, followed up by a left-right combination. Again, another switch kick from Neles. It's going to be challenging for Lulu to close the distance on Seu Jorge. Those are long, punishing arms, straight punches, and Neles knows how to use them. Nice knee from Neles. Oliveira ate it. Oliveira, you can see the wheels turning, trying to figure out how to get inside the pocket. Nice outside leg kick from Oliveira. Trying to give Neles some different looks, different things to think about. Try to get in that pocket without taking too much of a punishment. So right now it's Neles walking Oliveira down. Nice left hook from Neles. Looks like it caught the chin of Oliveira, but maybe not. Oliveira didn't even blink. Still largely feeling out the distance, both of these middleweights. Oh, that's a very nice outside leg kick. Takes Neles off his feet temporarily. Neles grabbing the heel of Oliveira, then following it up by a straight right. Now a left-right combination, left-right. He's got Oliveira up against the cage. Oliveira wisely spins out to his left. He's trying to get out of trouble, but Neles has pinned him again. Neles is pushing him back into the cage. That is bad news for Oliveira. Neles can do some damage from this position. There's a nice right hand followed by a left. Now Neles kind of chasing Oliveira, who's spinning to his left. Neles again back against the cage, having to fend off the sniper. Left hand makes its way to the face of Oliveira. Little switch kick does not too much to keep Neles from coming forward. And yet, you can't help but wonder, boy, when one of those shots gets through, what kind of damage it might do. So far, Oliveira has dodged a bullet. 64% of Neles' wins have come by the knockout. And round 1 is in the record book. Round 2, Yury Seu Jorge Neles, Luciano Lulu Oliveira. Oliveira on the top of your screen with the red gloves, Neles on the bottom with the blue. The story of round number 1 was Lulu trying to close the distance, and Neles doing a good job of punishing him when he did try to do just that. So far, Neles has been able to use his height. He's mixing up his attack nicely. You saw that outside leg kick. And probably the best weapon a tall man has is that jab. Very done. Really good job of sticking it in Oliveira's face when he needs to. Nice body kick from Oliveira. See how much he has to lunge and how hard he has to swing. Again, that height differential is half a foot 5'8" for Oliveira, 6'2" for Neles. Just a lot of reach to try to get around. We were saying Neles has 64% of his wins are by KOs, and that's what he got in his last fight. It was a KO win against Alexei Lyapunov, knocking out Alexei in his fight right before this one. Tying up this time Oliveira. Oh, Oliveira wanted it. Grabbed the ankle, got the pick, and couldn't quite do much with it, and then decided to back out. Might have done well just to go ahead and finish off that clinch. You know, he's not winning at distance. You see, this is what's happening. Neles is the sniper. Big overhand right from Oliveira, misses, and back to the center of the cage they go. So there might be a cut by the right eye of Oliveira. We'll have to keep our eye on that. More left jabs from Neles, pushing Oliveira back. Oliveira now squinting and grimacing. There's definitely a cut. We'll have to see if that blood matriculates over to the eye socket. Sometimes it will gather there and pool. Oh, spinning back fist attempt from Oliveira, back to the center of the cage they go. But Neles walking him down yet again. Inside leg kick from Oliveira. Neles changes stances. Flying knee from Neles. And Oliveira says nothing. It didn't do anything. A lot of times that it means it did a lot. But kudos to the fighters for playing poker. Last thing you want your opponent to know is that you're hurt. Minute and a half to go. Round two. Outside leg kick from Oliveira. Center of the cage go the middleweights. Falling into a pattern of 1 and 2 punch combos, sometimes only one. I don't think that's going to get it for either one of these middleweights. Another spinning back fist attempt from Oliveira. Flying knee from Neles, followed up by a right elbow, and Oliveira wisely ducking below it. Oliveira spinning to his right. Trying to spin away from that power. Trying to push Neles back to the center of the cage. Neles with a 1-2 combination. Left, right. And Oliveira definitely looks puzzled. Trips, falls back into the cage, but remains on his feet, trying to get Neles back to the center of the cage. Now Oliveira trying to push Neles back. And they both end up right in the center of the cage again. Little switch kick from Oliveira, but largely blocked though and inconsequential. Hey, here's our social media tags. Just go to UnitedFightAlliance.com, and there you can see our full television schedule and all of our social media of some of the best fights from all over the world. Round three I have as a pick'em. This is anybody's fight. Very, very close match. Who wants it more? Someone's got to step on the gas pedal here and really start applying pressure. I would say that the onus is a little bit more on Luciano Lulu Oliveira. He's got to make the fight. He's got to press Neles. Neles is essentially doing what he needs to do. You know, he's the long, creative, striking specialist. Sniping. You know, it's kind of like John Jones when John Jones was a light heavyweight. There's a nice straight right that rocks the head back of Neles. More of that. It's got to be more than 2-punch combos, though. I would say from both fighters. Really, I'm not sure I've seen a 3-punch combination in this fight. I don't recall seeing Oliveira throwing 3 punches. Maybe Neles. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think Neles is comfortable. And somehow Oliveira has got to give him something to think about. He's got to change things up. And a shot here and there, sprinkled throughout this fight, would have served well to have Neles at least be cognizant of that possibility. There's just no question Oliveira's not going to shoot, so he can employ his superior boxing. There's just no threat. Outside leg kick, more of the same from Oliveira. And you can see the frustration for Oliveira, but in reality, he's got no one to be frustrated, nothing to be frustrated about other than him not getting creative in his attack. I don't know what his corner was telling him in between rounds. They could not have been saying more of the same, because it's not getting the job done against Neles. Right now, Yury Seu Jorge, Neles is cruising to a win without having to breathe heavily. I was going to say without sweating, but then I looked at his back. I said, all right, well, he is sweating. But he is very relaxed with the flying knee. Spinning back heel kick from Oliveira. Back to the center of the cage they go. Stiff left jab. Oh, wanted that right elbow, and Oliveira wisely got out of dodge. Saw that elbow coming. Left, right from Oliveira. Now Oliveira kind of circling away. He doesn't, in my opinion, he does not have the freedom or the luxury to get on his bike. That's for when you've piled up a bunch of points. But I have him behind. Left, right. There's almost a 3-piece from Oliveira. The third quote-unquote punch was more of a shove, but I'll take it. We'll call it a 3-punch combination. Switch kick from Oliveira. Another kick from Neles in reply. You could see Oliveira wiping at his face. I think that cut is bothering him more and more. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's definitely an injury. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a medical break, and we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to Brazil, everybody. A short amount of time left on the round. That was the reason for the medical timeout. Hard to catch from that angle, but we're going to play out 46 seconds of the third and final round. Here we go. Really incumbent upon Oliveira to try to put this thing away. This time I think that was an eye poke. Hey, in case I don't have time at the end of the fight, I want to give a very special thank you to the founder and CEO of Centurion FC, Mr. Roberto Gallo, for your gracious hospitality as always. The amazing Diana Tavares. Oh my gosh, no one gets it done like Diana Tavares. And my boys, Claudio Calleja and Domenico Costanzo. Thank you guys for rolling out the red carpet every time I come to your beautiful country. Waning seconds here. And Yury Seu Jorge Neles on his bicycle. Flying knee at the end of the fight. Too little, too late for Luciano, Lulu, Oliveira, in my opinion. But there's a nice straight right for Lulu. One of 2 or 3 connections for the Brazilian. And the sniper Neles with that crisp right. There's that left-right combination. fight had moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, the judges have a decision. First judging, 29-28. Second judging, 29-28. And the third judging, 29-28. Declared the winner by split decision, Yury Neles!
From Sao Paulo, Brazil, I'm Jordan J. Adams saying we'll see you next time on United Fight Alliance.